long as the audio works for the...
I don't know. It was all fucked up last week.
What was wrong with it?
Well, last week I like hit stop recording, and then usually I'm doing backup audio now just because I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But last week when I clicked stop recording on the video, all the files just like disappeared, like from the program. They were all gone. So I spent 2 hours trying to find, maybe not 2 hours, maybe an hour trying to find them. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just edit the backup audio.
Yeah.
But I hadn't clicked to make that stereo. I had recorded it in a mono channel.
Oh no.
Which is fine, but then like if one of us is talking louder, I can't change like just your voice.
Oh.
But then I was able to separate it and make it happen. It just took me all day. And then finally I was on the phone, or I was emailing with the customer service people, and they were like, oh, sorry, here it is. And they had my files.
Oh, maybe
but it was too late.
Maybe you should have done that first.
I did. I sent them a thing.
Oh, okay.
And then they were like, we have to escalate this up the ladder. It's Descript, if anyone wants to know.
I don't know. It seems like you, I feel bad for all the issues you have with like the AV system. it's like, is it just you? It's like your bank account. Like over the last month, you've been like magically money's just not in your bank account. And I'm like, well, where'd it go? You're like, I don't know. It's just not in there.
Yeah. Yesterday, Ethan was like, hey, can I pay my credit card off from your bank? Because I put my last Along the Waves order on there. And that's like thousands and thousands of dollars order for Along the Waves. And I was like, yeah, let me just double check my account. I logged in. It's like all gone.
Okay, you're like, no, you can't. All my money's gone. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like 90% of it was gone. So then I had to call Schwab again yesterday and be like, hey guys, this is the second time in a month that I've logged in and one of my accounts is just missing.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
No, it's terrifying.
Did it get fixed?
I forgot to check yesterday.
I was gonna say I can't recall that ever happening to me.
I know, and I told them, I was like, hey guys, I'm a little concerned. This is the second time. They're like, no, it's all fine. I'm like, okay, that's my only bank account.
Maybe they need some money for some other things, so they just start pulling from people, and they're like,
technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, technical difficulties, and then they're like, oh, we'll just move this funds from Bobby to Annalee's account, and then wait till Bobby notices.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's back in there.
Oh, it's good.
It's getting low though.
Yeah, that's scary.
Oh, I gotta pay taxes.
Dun dun dun.
I know. All the things.
Well, welcome back to Riding Along the Waves.
Welcome back to Riding Along the Waves.
Hey, talking to the microphone.
Am I not?
You're looking down at your phone.
Yeah, because I was going to email my tax lady.
Multitasking at its finest.
I know. Well, what do you want to talk about? How's your day going?
Definitely not taxes.
I know.
My time is limited, so let's not do taxes and stuff right now. Can we get into the show?
I'm listening to you. I'm just typing.
I'm not going until you're done.
Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready?
You're still on your phone?
No, I'm putting it down. Okay. If I don't do something right when I think about it, I'm going to forget.
I know the feeling.
And unfortunately, I have to pay my taxes for the year.
Hence why I feel like I forget 50% of the things I want to do on a daily basis.
I know. I think I need to get more organized with, maybe not a to-do list, but maybe some kind of like, I don't know, just organization. Even a to-do list isn't enough for me. I don't know. We're just so unorganized in life right now.
I think that's part of like a 3 and 5 year old is it's just you go from one thing to the next.
Yeah, but it's not like imagine when they're 10 and 12 and they're in activities. Like, fuck that. Like, that's going to be, even just yesterday we had T-ball and I was trying to sign up our 5-year-old for aftercare for when she goes to kindergarten. And just handling those two things, I was like, my brain is going to explode. I have to make another account for the aftercare program. That's not the account that I registered her in the school district with. So I had to make another one, and I had to put in everyone's contact info, yours, mine, 2 backup accounts. I had to put my mom and my dad, their emails in there.
It's not very efficient.
No, and now I think I can go in there and add her hours. We're 5 minutes in. I can't even talk about childcare because it's like such a sensitive subject right now.
That is true. But it's like everything you do, you have to register for. If like you want to go buy the simplest thing online, it's like, we want your social security number, and it's like,
right.
I just want to buy this $5 thing. Like, why do I have to give you all my personal information?
I don't know. That's how they do it. They know more about us than we know about ourselves at this point.
That's
I think.
True. Maybe there's something to be said. You're talking about when the kids get to like 10 and 12. I've been ripping on these parents that buy these kids e-bikes because I'm like, they just ride them like motorcycles, right? They don't even pedal. They just grab the throttle and crank the throttle.
Right.
And then just cruise around like that.
So, not to sound like a grandma, but it's so unsafe, you know?
Well, at least fake and act like you're pedaling.
I don't care if you don't want to pedal. I don't want to care. I don't care if you just want to throttle around and you're a teenager on your e-bike, but don't whip around me when I'm pushing my kids on a stroller.
Yeah. Yeah. 20 miles an hour.
It's on a walk path.
But what I was going to say is I think there's something to be said with kids and activities of just buying them an e-bike at 12 years old and being like, there you go, ride your bike everywhere.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because if it's 3 miles away or something, like kid's gonna be like, I have to pedal up this hill. Like,
no, that's true.
Not happening, Mom. You're driving me.
I don't know, but I'm so controlling. I'll be like, I feel like I just want to drive them everywhere. Like, can't.
You heard it first. Annalee's gonna drive them everywhere.
No.
You heard it first here.
That's not a commit. I'm in between us. We're gonna split it. Let's not even talk about it.
Yeah.
We have to get through childcare next year.
We're just trying to get our kids to figure out how to swim.
What does that have to do with childcare?
No, but I'm just saying, like, 'cause we got swim lessons.
We
tonight.
do have some lessons.
Yeah,
Which have been going well.
That's not the priority. That's one of the more current priorities is swimming safety.
Yeah, but I enjoy that. I enjoy going to the pool, and while one kid has swim lessons, I can like watch them. I can play with the other kid. It's so fun to watch them learning how to swim and getting better. This is the one thing I've actually seen them progress in.
Yeah, like fairly
gymnastics,
quickly.
soccer, t-ball. I mean, swimming is something where I can actually see our 5-year-old,
Yeah.
is doing all the moves. And that's a fun thing to go do. I don't want to go hike across 5 t-ball fields, pulling a wagon full of baseballs and bats just to sit in the 90-degree weather
For an
and
hour.
watch my kid stand on a base and not know what to do.
Yeah.
Not to be a hater.
T-balls has put a little additional stress on the family. Like they're
5-year-old t-ball, we can't handle it.
They're 5-year-olds, and at this age, very few of them truly know how to like feel the ball and throw. And I've tried to teach them how to do that, and they just can't get the basic mechanics in the limited amount of time we have. So then they're even worse because they're trying to use these proper mechanics. And so we've just gone back to
throw it.
However you can throw it. If you want to kick it to the first base, kick it. But like the basic is get the ball and throw it somewhere near first base.
Right.
But once they've gotten that down, we still have practice. So there's like 1 day of practice and then 1 day of game. So I mean, 2 days a week is a big commitment for a 5-year-old sport, right? But as the coach, I feel obligated to practice 1 day a week. But I don't know, 4 kids showed up yesterday, so I might just stop practices.
I don't know. We only have like 3 weeks left, right?
Yeah. Well,
this is just a lesson.
It's a lesson.
But I think we've talked about the last few weeks, our kids are just getting bigger. And I'm going to say, unfortunately, even though I know it'll be fun, like activities are coming. More activities are around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
T-ball.
How's your day going?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just busy, making time for this podcast and you and
Oh my God. Would you like a medal or maybe like a shoulder rub for working so hard?
That would be nice. All the above.
All the above?
Can I just take like 2 nights off?
You can take 1 night off.
Thanks.
Would you like to take a night off? Maybe go to a hotel, get a little massage?
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. It'd be so weird.
I know. That's why I haven't gone and stayed at a hotel by myself in a long time. And I think maybe when we first started this podcast, I was going to go for a night like a couple months ago. And then I like chickened out last minute. I was like, what am I going to go do? Go sit in a hotel room alone?
Yeah.
Which sounds wonderful.
It does. Sleep in,
but once
watch
you get
a movie.
there, you kind of just like twiddle your thumbs.
I think, you'd probably end up working.
Yeah.
But if I went there one evening, I think it'd just be weird.
Right.
I just would feel weird. And then you still got to wake up the next day and like then go to work.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not that exciting.
Right. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
I think when my mom gets back soon, I think we're going to go to Waterworld, like take a day off from work and go to Waterworld together.
You guys are going to take the kids?
No. My mom and I are going to go.
Oh, who's going to watch the kids? I'm not following this.
Well, what do you mean who's going to watch the
So you're going to put them in school in the morning, go to Waterworld, then pick them up after?
Well, TBD if we'll be home in time. So you'd pick them up. But yeah.
So wait, you're going to go to Waterworld all day and have fun? And
you can come.
I'm stuck on kid duty?
No, the kids are in school. It's during the week.
That would be fun.
Do you want to come? Can you take a day off from work?
I don't know. We'll just have to see when the day comes.
Doesn't that sound fun? Like go do all the adult rides?
It would be fun.
Like on a Tuesday, maybe it's not that crowded. Because I'd love to. Waterworld is like the Denver, water park.
Yeah. That hasn't been updated in 30 years, but it's still cool.
Yeah, but remember, there's like that, like the dinosaur ride, End of the World. There's
Yeah.
that Pharaoh ride.
Yep.
That would be so fun. The
Yeah.
screaming Mimi.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it'd be a blast.
Right? Well, I'm gonna go on like a Tuesday.
Okay. Well, you
Actually,
guys plan it and TBD.
It's either that or my mom and I are gonna go probably down to a hotel for 2 nights. So, would you rather pick up the kids one day?
I like option A.
Where you gonna go?
No, where I just have to pick up the kids one night.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe we'll go to Waterworld and then go stay at a hotel or something.
Well, you're bailing on me tonight too.
I know. Oh my god, you can't yawn.
Yeah, just
I am bailing tonight.
throwing me to the wolves.
Oh my god. Please. The kids do so well with you, and they've been so like playing well together lately. I bet it'll be great.
Yeah, they've kind of turned a corner with playing for more than 5 minutes without someone screaming or fighting or bloody murder. We still have that, but
Oh, they still hit and kick and scratch each other.
yeah, but it's getting better.
Yeah, it is. I mean, who knows how long this will last too? It could just be a phase. But now I understand. This is going to sound really bad. Now I understand when people are like, I love being a mom. It's like, yeah, I love being a mom too now, Like, it's not like I've always loved it, but I feel like the last few months have been kind of on like the harder, I'm not going to say dark side, but like kind of depressing side,
This whole year's been that way.
It's like everything we try to do is a challenge. Everything.
Yeah, just getting out of the house.
Getting out of the house.
Just,
I would not dread because I'd be excited to see them, but like picking them up from school, it's like, ugh.
they've gotten better.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like we've kind of turned a corner where I'm like, wait, yes, please come play in the living room where I can watch you and kind of be involved, but I can also cook dinner at the same time.
I think all of last year, like as soon as we picked them up from school, they were just assholes to us. Like you're like,
well, and to each other too.
And to each other, you're like, well, guys, we brought you a healthy popsicle, which they don't know it's healthy, but we brought you a healthier popsicle.
They're so good.
It's still a treat.
We can go to the park. We can go home and play. You can play with any toy you want at home. And they were just...
You'd like ask them like, how was your day? And they just like melt down.
Right.
And so like, I think we started getting to the point where we're like, we'd just get them in the car. We wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
We wouldn't ask them any questions. And we'd just hope the 1 minute drive home that like...
Yeah.
One of them wouldn't erupt.
Which I get. Like, I get when you're tired. It's like sometimes when I'm tired and you're trying to ask me questions and I'm like, don't fucking talk to me right now. You know what I mean? Like, I love you, but can we please talk about this at a later date?
Yeah.
And I'm 30-something years old, so I imagine in their little bodies it's amplified,
Yeah.
But anyways, I just feel like we're getting to a new chapter where I'm like, oh, this is actually enjoyable.
They can play and we can actually do something.
And it's not that like I want to be doing something else when they're here, but I want to just be able to like sit and like the amount of joy I had the other day sitting on the front porch just watching them play.
Yeah.
It's like that's fun. That's fulfilling. I feel like we've just been like on the defense for so long.
Yeah.
I saw a quote the other day that was like, when your kids are fighting, you should be the coach, not the referee.
Okay. I mean, I get it. Like,
do you get it?
Like providing advice, conflict resolution versus being like, stop, no.
You go here. Yeah, being like, oh, it looks to me like so-and-so took the stuffy. How does that make you? How can we work together?
I thought I did a good job coaching them yesterday.
I heard you recently.
They were, because like,
and I was like, yeah, good job, Ethan.
One of them accidentally kicked the other one. So they both had to run up right away to tell me. One was crying because they felt bad for accidentally kicking. It was like, sorry. And the other one came up and was like,
so-and-so kicked me.
So-and-so kicked me. And I was like, okay, was it an accident? Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah. I'm like, did she say sorry? And even though it was an accident? Yeah. It's like, so why are you don't need to come tell me. If no one's hurt, everyone's okay.
It was an accident.
It was an accident. Like, you guys work it out. Like,
yeah, I heard you say you were trying, because I think it happened again, but like vice versa. And you were trying to explain to the 5 or the 3-year-old, I don't know, but whoever it was that felt bad, you were like, you were like, I'm not angry. Like, accidents happen. It's totally okay that you accidentally kicked your sister. But just because it was an accident doesn't mean that she's not hurt
Yeah.
and like feeling pain. So because one of them was like, it was an accident, like, don't get mad. I didn't do anything.
It's like, get out of free jail card. It was an accident.
Yeah. And it's like, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that that she didn't just get kicked in the process. So
Yeah.
we need to validate that.
We're at a point where we can actually, I think, have an adult conversation with them and kind of get through. Like I can see them like processing it, and it's
Right.
like, okay, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And then they forget 10 seconds later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a little door has been unlocked. And I'm sure that means, there's another challenge or phase around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
What were we doing? We were doing something the other day when I was like, we've had 3 weeks of doing this routine where I think we finally got it figured out. And then the last 2 weeks, it's gone to shit. Like, as soon as we feel like we've gotten into
Was this like gymnastics?
It was gymnastics, yeah.
Yeah, we were in a good routine for like a month with rotating gym, you taking the girls, me coming and picking them up. The younger one was doing great with coloring and kind of hanging out. She liked being there, so
yeah.
And then just the last couple times it's been just meltdown.
Just huge meltdowns. And now we need to switch it up again. It's like forever ago we tried
I feel like
to go
10
to the
minutes
gym
late
together.
every time.
I know. It's like I just like truly do not give a fuck. I mean, we were there on time, but
Oh, good.
it's just, and they were playing so well all morning. So lately, I feel like I saw someone ask once, maybe no one cares, but we probably can't even answer the question correctly because you and I haven't been on a consistent workout routine in months.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time you were consistently hitting the gym? Maybe.
Nah, I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's been so long that it's just when you can. And
I know, but someone DM'd in one of the question boxes and was like, how do you guys prioritize that and like take turns to make it fair? And once upon a time, we were doing, like, I would go a couple times during the week in the morning.
Yep.
You would maybe go in the afternoon or sneak away at lunch.
Yep.
And then usually I give Ethan full priority on the weekends to work out.
Saturday and Sunday morning.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. Like, we know Ethan's going to the gym for an hour. Like, that's your time because I have a flexible job. You don't. So it's easier for me to squeeze it in during the week.
Yeah.
And so then like on Saturday, Ethan will work out. And then on Sunday, Ethan goes and works out. And then if there's time, I'll go work out too. Or if it works,
I don't know the last time I made it both Saturday and Sunday.
Well, that's your choice though. Like last week you were like, nah, I don't want to go.
Yeah, well, and then we just kind of sometimes things come up and you get busy and it's like, yeah, you can go, but you're going to have to go at 7 a.m. And it's like, I don't want to go at 7 a.m. on Sunday.
No, not on Sunday. No. So anyways,
which is
just,
okay.
Yeah, so it's just hard. But on Saturdays, we got into a routine where Ethan would go work out. I would take the girls to gymnastics, hang out for the first 20 minutes. Ethan would come home from the gym, meet me there, and then we could switch. And I would like go for a walk outside.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to the gym in months. So, but anyways, now our 3-year-old like does not want to go in there at all. Like screamed. So we'll see.
Well, she
Did you sign her back up?
Yeah. So this is just like T-ball, It's like I'm glad our kids do it, but I could just easily rip on it and how the things I don't like about it. But so when we originally signed up, it's like, oh, it's waitlisted. It's so busy, and this place is fine, but it's not like the cream of the crop. I mean, it's really dirty. They never clean it. You just sit in there, and it's like chalky, and they have these huge fans that are going, and it's just like everyone looks so depressed. And then finally one day we got them both in like different classes, but at the same time, we're like, this is perfect.
Yeah,
they're at the same time. I don't mind being there, but as soon as we did that, the 3-year-old didn't want to go to her class anymore.
Right.
So we're like, you got to be kidding me.
I'm so sick of these places, and I don't want to sound snotty. I just feel like no one cares,
No.
It's like it's like, I don't want to get into details for obvious reasons, but I feel like even the school our kids go to, it's like
half all the kids are high school kids, maybe college kids in the gymnastics.
At gymnastics, not at school.
No,
yeah.
Gymnastics, and like 1 out of 2 cares. One will actually put some effort into it. Then you'll get one that just looks like she's zoned out. Like I remember one day she was just like had him
of her life.
Like just it was having him run in a circle for like 5 minutes. Seriously, any establishment, you're gonna have good apples and bad apples.
I know.
And unfortunately, you have one bad apple out of 10, and
I know. We even look at engineering firms,
and it makes them all look bad. And so, but yeah, it is. It's just comical. Sometimes you're just like,
Right. Well,
Why are you even here?
this is why. Yeah. Like, why am I even paying you when you're miserable? This is why. I mean, not why I don't want to have another kid, but one of the main reasons I'm like, how can we have a third? Is finding like a childcare that we feel good about, like going back to people being there and not being miserable.
Well, yeah. Then it's like going back to the nanny stage because then we'd have to find a nanny we liked, which was we struggled because we wouldn't put our kid in daycare at 6 months, a year. We'd probably wait till 18 months or 2 years again, right?
Yeah, only because my job had the flexibility to do that.
Yeah,
I mean, I want to like clarify that a lot of people don't have that.
No,
that choice.
we had the flexibility, and we're fortunate enough that I think both of our kids we kept them home. COVID kind of threw us for the first kid, but
and
the second kid I think we kept her home until like 18 months,
And
2 years.
We talked about this last week too, because we were able to afford a nanny, like two days a week, sometimes 3 days a week. But that's because I could work part time and kind of work during nap times on other days.
Yeah,
So it's not like because paying for a full time nanny, we couldn't afford that.
I think that's why people get au pairs these days.
Yeah, I don't even know if we could afford that now, and we don't have room in our house for an au pair. I guess they could sleep here in the podcast.
Just
room.
don't move my mic, lady.
I love the idea of getting an au pair, but I was talking to my friend Catherine. There was some downside. I can't remember. Well,
I think I could only do it if they had their own space and like a
in the
basement
or
something where they have their own room, their own kitchen.
Yeah, like a little couch.
I feel like having someone in my space, I think with how I live, I would struggle unless they
with your
conformed
tendencies,
to my rules of being like, hey, you need to wipe the stove down after you cook on it.
Right. You need to vacuum every time you leave the house.
No.
Were you in the living room? Vacuum it.
Well, if you make a mess, get the vacuum and vacuum.
I
mean, it's.
I know, Ethan. Not everyone's brain works like that.
But I think I think that would be the best situation. But then it's like, okay, now you have to have a big enough house to have a basement with another room and a kitchen. That's not cheap.
No. And at that point, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Child care.
I can't even fathom getting a nanny. And like, we had good luck with our first. We probably talked about this already, but our second was like such a shit show.
Oh, we went through like.
We had the worst fucking nanny.
Like 3 or 4 really bad nannies, or then people would come over and you'd interview them and they would be wanting like a full-time salary with benefits. And you're like,
no, I get that.
Yeah, but we were like, yeah, we can't afford that.
No, and yeah, in an ideal world, I want to pay the person who's watching my kid $100,000 a year because they deserve that, right? I mean, I want whoever's watching my kid to be like top of the top. I mean, I want them to have benefits and vacation like that. That's the ideal world, but I'm not Chrissy Teigen. Like we can't afford that. So you try to find someone who you can still pay a lot of money, but we have to be like, okay, this is a part-time thing.
Yeah.
And with our first nanny, we didn't know anything. And she was like, well, I want X amount of sick days. And I'm like, okay, like that makes sense because you deserve, that makes sense. This is
I
your
get
job.
sick days, yeah.
Yeah. And eventually we kind of worked out a system where it's like, you're part-time, so we'll give you this amount of days. But if you're sick, you can reschedule to make up those hours, like trying to kind of work together. It's just hard. And it's just, again, going back to the system isn't set up for people who don't make millions of dollars to pay someone,
Yeah, it was financially very hard for us.
No, one time we had a nanny and we paid them on the upper end just because we were like, whatever.
We wanted to try to get someone that cared a little bit more.
Just someone who cared.
Had some experience that would really engage with them all day and not just sit on their phone while the kid crawled around or put them in front of a TV. Luckily, we were working from home with the second kid, so we were able to we were able to monitor it very well, whereas if we would have been in the office all day, I mean...
And I'm... when we had nannies, we were in our last house and our office was actually outside in a shed.
Yeah.
So we were home, but I feel like we were removed where we weren't like hovering over them.
Yeah.
The kids thought we were gone. You know,
we would try to
like sneak out the front door and like go around the back.
So they couldn't see us. But we were still present.
Yeah, but there was this one nanny who like never left the fucking house with a baby. We lived in a great area, lots of parks to walk with. I would like go for one walk a day, you know? You don't have to go for a walk every day, but maybe it's just nice. Like get out, take the kid outside. And they just sat inside all day in the living room. And I remember one day I was checking the cameras and they were just always on their fucking phone. And then one time our baby was like crawling around the corner into the fireplace. And I like ran inside. I was like, can you watch my fucking child
Yeah.
that I'm paying here? Put your fucking phone down. And they were like, oh, I was just checking my phone. It's like, no, I've actually been watching you.
Yeah, you've been on your phone for a minute. Not well.
No, the whole morning on your phone. Watch my kid. And then that was the end. But that nanny was always late, remember?
Always late. Always had an excuse. But then it would be late and like would show up at their Starbucks and be like, oh, sorry, the line was long. And it's like, the line's always going to be long at 8 a.m. at Starbucks.
Yeah, I'll give you the first time. That's fine.
Why you need to get there and expect a 10-minute long line.
Right.
And it was every time. And then they would always just like let him like our kid just like lay on them. And it's like, no, engage with my kid.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. That just like, we can move to another subject because that just like it ignited a rage in me. That's right. I forgot. She would always just lay on. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Moving on.
Getting mama worked up.
I'm the one that brought it up. I was like, let's talk about how hard childcare is.
Well, we just had a really tough couple weeks with our current place and some things going on, and so it's just been, I think, bringing up some trauma and stuff we've had to deal with. Because when it's good, right? I mean, when the kids are happy and like it, and drop off's easy, and you pick them up and they're happy, you just assume that, hey, they like this place.
The past 2 days, our 3-year-old so happy to be there. Today, walked in so happy, hugged her friends, ran over, grabbed a book, and was like, let's read together.
Oh, it's so cute.
So cute. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You've been struggling with drop-offs for weeks, and the day after.
For years.
Yeah.
She's never done well with drop-offs.
She's had ups and downs.
She'll do good for a week or two before a break or before we're
Correct.
taking a vacation, and then it just resets her. And as soon as we get back, she hates it again for months.
I know. So
it's just weird how it works. I mean, yeah, after the school had some incidents, at least they have turned it around. Was everyone there this morning?
Yeah, everyone's there. It's just so hard because I feel like I struggle as a mom knowing what's intuition and what's anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, okay, we should get her out of there, or we should move, or we should change our whole plan. We should go somewhere else. And it's like, how do you know? How do you know which one's which? It's like when we're getting on an airplane and you get a feeling like, what if something bad happens? It's like, oh my God, is that intuition or is that anxiety?
I guess I don't have that problem. Problem's maybe not the right word, but I guess it's never crossed my mind.
You've never wondered, am I being crazy or is this like mother's intuition?
No.
Oh, what's it like to live in that head? Do you ever lay awake at night and think about how you would save your kids if you were on the Titanic?
No, but I get what you're saying, because I have before. Sometimes like a weird thought crept into my head about something happening to my kids, and it just like gives you like such an immediate pit in your stomach,
right?
That you're just like, it's almost like it's real and it's happening, but then you have to like step back and be like, oh, why are you thinking this? And it's not very often, but I know what you mean. Or like I've probably had dreams before. I can't remember any specifically where like something happened and you wake up and you have that pit of like, oh my gosh, did something happen to my kid? And then you're like, oh, I was dreaming, and you're like, oh, so relieved. But
then you can move on pretty quickly.
Yeah. I just start thinking about something else. Or try to.
Just think of something. Think about something else. Do you ever like think about how you would save your kids if you drove off a bridge into a lake and you had to get both of them out of car seats?
I do not, but I'm glad you're prepared.
You never think about that when we drive over a bridge.
We need a car with a sunroof.
I bought those little window breaker things.
And they're in the drawer.
I know. Today I'm going to put them in the car.
Put them in. No, I don't even know where I was at, but I saw an advertisement about it, and and you're going to be like, I told you so. But I didn't realize that windows have changed so much over the time for safety reasons from a car crash to not just shatter. Mm-hmm. And so this is just what this infomercial was saying, so it could be all bullshit, but they were basically like, it's very hard to break a window.
Oh yeah.
They're like showing pictures like people in a car, not even submerged, like kicking the window, and they couldn't break it.
All the moms right now are like, stop talking.
Well, no, I guess I would have just thought like, yeah, you fight or flight, you break the window. But if these windows are shatterproof now,
yeah,
then it's like, oh my gosh, that like, so I think you're valid is what I'm saying. That at least how this thing works is it basically shatters the window.
Yeah, it's that little pull thing that we both did. We were like, oh, how's this work? Ow!
Oh, it hurt really bad.
I know we
It was
both did it. We were like,
it's like almost like a
pretzeling.
shot.
Yeah, that's funny because I didn't know how it worked, so I was just messing around with it, and then it popped me. What about when we had babies? If you were ever like cooking dinner with a knife and your baby's on the other side of the room, were you ever like, oh my God, what if I stabbed the baby?
No.
When you were walking the baby in a stroller outside, are you ever like, oh my God, what if a car hits us? Or I let go of the stroller and right in front of me.
So I think I have similar thoughts, but like for the knife, for example, I'd always be like, when I would go put it down, I'd always be like, where can I put it? Because I would always be like, well, I don't want her to be able to grab it and do something stupid. So I'd always like be super cautious of like, is it pushed back or is it in the sink? Like, is it, because I just don't want it right on the edge where if they were walking in counter height, they could grab it. Same thing with the stroller and cars. Yeah, I think about it, but I guess from my perspective, I think about, okay, how can I make sure that like we're staying safe? Like staying on the sidewalk, making sure when cars are coming, I'm looking.
Yeah. So you just think about how to stay safe and you don't think about.
I think about the safety aspect of not like, what if they hit me?
I have one last question.
Okay.
Have you ever, in the history of being a dad, closed your eyes and pictured what it would sound like if your baby fell off the side of the Grand Canyon?
No. But I'm scared to death of the Grand Canyon.
Okay, good.
Like, it's just, I mean, people drive off, fall off, die there all the time. I mean, it's not like they don't other places, but it's like, why would you climb to this very top of this rock and go anywhere near the edge where if you accidentally slipped or tripped or caught your foot, you would fall over and fall thousands of feet to your death?
People live for that shit. I don't know, not me. Didn't you hike the Grand Canyon with your ex?
I did the Grand Canyon once, but I mean, I don't like heights, so I always made sure, at least I'm thinking in my head, that I didn't put myself near the edge of something where I could potentially fall over.
Yeah, but didn't you and your last girlfriend do like a big trip, or was it just a couple days?
No, it was just a couple days, and I think the safe hiking trail that all the old people take.
Was it fun?
It was all right. It's hot.
There's that. There's that.
It's like, do I want to go to Southern California where it's 72 every day and beautiful? If it's a little warm and get closer to the beach.
Right, a little cool, wear a light
maybe
cardigan.
Get in. Yeah, it cools off, put a light cardigan in. Or do I want to go somewhere where it's 110 degrees?
Right, like a lizard.
Yeah, where I'm just going to sweat, and then I'll go back to my tent, and it's 120 in my tent because you're in a tent.
Do you ever get into your car when it's really hot and like sit there and pretend you're a lizard?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
It's weird. The heat didn't bother me really as a kid, and even like 10 years ago, it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I hate it now.
Well, yeah, because we have to live life with responsibilities.
I do not like the heat. I mean, like if I'm getting in the car and it's hot out, like I'm opening doors, I'm starting it. Like I want to get it aired out as cool as possible.
Well, yeah. I think that's everyone. When you're a kid, it's just fun. It's like, do you even sweat when you're a kid? I guess you do. Our kids get sweaty. But it's like, now I have to either look presentable or I'm thinking of responsibilities I have to do, or I'm like on my way to the grocery store.
How much stuff you got to pack up to get the kids in the car?
Yeah, exactly. So you're always sweating.
Always sweating.
I'm sweating at a baseline, being a mom.
I would agree.
Is it a cool 68 degrees? I'm sweating. I'm carrying backpacks. I'm trying to fold down the stroller, which never folds quite the way that you want it to fold.
Well, I mean, I have always traveled in pants on airplanes just because I like it and because it does get cold, right? I mean, there's a brief period.
To put your skin on this.
Yeah, and it's gross, but there's a brief period maybe early on. But I think when you get in the air in those long flights, the plane gets cold.
It does.
So I've always been like pants, a light jacket. This last time we flew, I was like, nope, shorts and a t-shirt. I was like, every time I'm just lugging stuff around, I'm sweating. It's like I will any day take being a little cold over just sweating on the plane. And
we're like, who's that guy in the back row in a Speedo? Oh, it's just Ethan.
Yeah, for I'm just my swim trunks and my tank top on the planes.
You're so gross, just letting your dogs just air out.
Yeah, because it's just, I don't know, just get tired of sweating all the time, it seems like.
Always sweating.
Always sweating.
Always sweating. That's why I'm doing that brand deal with that new deodorant, and I wore it on the airplane flying with 2 kids, and even without kids I sweat on an airplane, but with kids it's like full blown
Yeah,
Like you are moist the entire time.
yeah. I mean, last time we flew, what did we pull out of the car for our initial walk into the airport? We had the double stroller, your huge ass white suitcase,
That we share.
that we shared. Both girls had their rolling
Yeah, like
suitcases.
they think it's fun. They want to bring their
Both
little
girls
ones.
had a stuffy. We had two huge backpacks,
Our
with
backpacks
all of our
are
snacks.
probably the worst part.
All of our snacks, games. Yeah,
Don't you
because
think?
cause that's where we carry everything to.
Well, you got to have backup outfits for you, backup outfits for the kid. I mean, not so much.
You gotta have wipes because something's gonna be sticky or you can
Or someone's
wet or
gonna
gross.
shit themselves, something, and you have to have snacks. You have to have new snacks the kids haven't seen before.
Yeah.
You have to have iPads and then
Headphones.
like a backup coloring book. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, it's just literally.
it's a 40 pound backpack.
Yeah, you got a 40-pound backpack on. Oh, we had more. Then we had the travel car seat.
Yes,
What else?
I think that's it.
So it's like you got a 50-pound backpack on your back. You got a 55-pound suitcase because we were overweight. You got a 55-pound suitcase.
I was the girl undoing the giant suitcase at check-in.
You got the car seat sitting on the suitcase.
It's a lot.
I know.
You're sweaty.
That's why you're sweating. It's like, and then you're walking the several hundred yards it takes to.
I could travel with one carry-on backpack and I would still sweat on the airplane with kids.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just stressful.
It is stressful.
Someone commented, I made a response video on one of my videos just about being like, hey, if you're traveling with babies, like it's okay if your baby cries in the airplane. Like we all get it. We know that you're sweating and you're trying.
Yeah.
Like babies are babies,
Yeah.
Someone commented, her name's Denise, and she was like, it's called parenting.
What is?
Like I've never let my kids cry on an airplane.
Oh yeah.
And someone was like, so you've never been on an airplane, Denise?
Yeah, that's
like,
a good response.
Show me the response that you've been on an airplane. Show me the proof.
Yeah. There's just no way. I mean, especially as infants and toddlers. I mean,
No, she's like, I teach my kids how to behave in public. And it's like, that's great. And that's all of our fucking goals. Like, do you think we want our kids to be rambunctious? But it's like, that doesn't just happen on one instance, Denise. Like there's multiple teaching moments that
does she
lead
have
to
like
them.
a hyperbaric chamber she puts her kid in to like simulate the pressure change on their ears?
Totally. She
That-
probably drugs them beforehand. and
Yeah,
just
she's like,
knocks them out.
they're just knocked out the whole time. But like, I mean, that's the biggest thing with like babies, right? Is it's
Yeah,
like
it's their
that pressure
ears.
change, and even toddlers don't know how to adjust to it. So you try to have them drink something and give the bottle on takeoff and landing to
Right.
like help with that pressure change. But
No, it's just, and you know what? Here's another thing. Denise, if your kids have never cried in an airplane, I'm so happy for you. I'm serious. Like that's so cool that your kids,
yeah, good for you.
yeah, maybe they love airplanes. Maybe they, know how to sit in color. Like that's so wonderful. It's easier to keep scrolling and to not leave a nasty comment being like, it's called parenting. Like it's
Yeah.
easier to just keep going and mind your own business or be like, hey, my kids, I've never had a problem with my kids, but I get it. All kids are different. Imagine that.
Yeah.
No, Denise can suck my dick. I posted a very nice response video. Very kind, not judging, leading with compassion. But on the podcast, I can say, Denise, kindly.
Oh, why on the podcast?
Suck my dick. I don't know. Because I don't want to be mean. You don't want to like
Yeah, because
respond to trolls in a mean way and like feed it.
feed the beast, right?
You want to be the bigger person. And
Yeah.
I try to. But usually with troll comments, I delete them. I don't give them any time. But
Some of them you just can't help yourself.
yeah, with Denise, I just.
You're like, oh, you're so perfect. I bet you're so rich, and you're just flawless,
Right.
and nothing is wrong with your marriage.
Totally. Yeah. Just feels good. Usually with mean comments, I like type some nice level-headed response or I'm like, thanks, we agree to disagree, bye. And then
Yeah.
I turn to Ethan, I'm like, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You can tell whenever I like start typing fast on my phone and Ethan's trying to talk to me and I'm like, just hold on 1 second. Ethan's like, what did someone say?
Yeah. It's like, give me the dirt. But you're right. I mean, and who knows if these people are even real accounts or,
I don't know. Denise looks like she should climb back from the tree she came out of. That's what Tyler said. Tyler commented that on the video.
Climb out of the back into the tree.
I don't even know. I just said it.
Oh.
Because that's what Heated Seats, who I love. He's one of my good friends. He commented that. You met Tyler.
Yeah.
He commented that.
Climb
he was
back
like,
in the tree.
maybe
you
Denise.
can't- I don't, I'm like, what is? I don't know what that. It's funny, but I don't know what it means.
I just think it's really funny.
Yeah.
And then Jay commented. Remember Jay?
Yeah.
And he was like, he made some comment being sarcastic, being like, I'm not even going to watch your response video. You should just learn how to parent your children, Annalee. And I don't think everyone knows that he's joking.
Oh.
So people are commenting being like, get out of here, Jay.
That's funny.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
But he's just being silly, Jay.
What? How far are we into this?
We've been talking for 43 minutes.
Okay, so 5 more minutes.
10.
Okay.
Do you want to just keep bullshitting, or do you want me to try to find a question?
I try to find a question.
Okay. I did a question box for me, and then at the end, I was like, oh, by the way, put stuff in there for the podcast. And what are you doing over there? We're taking a pause break so that I can find a question from my last Q&A story, and Ethan's looking at his phone very intently. Are you doing work emails?
Yeah.
Oh, there was one on here that I said I was going to talk to you about.
Question?
Okay. How to get my husband to be more communicative, especially when it comes to feelings. So once upon a time, when Ethan and I first met, I feel like you've always been pretty good at talking about feelings.
Okay.
Kind of, in terms of our relationship.
Yeah.
Like in terms of telling me that you loved me and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I feel like when we first moved in together, didn't we have some problems with that?
I can't remember.
Oh my God. We were literally just talking about this, about like holding it in, not expressing your emotions, and then you explode.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people do that, where it's just something little happens, it irritates you. But you're like, it's not a big deal, I'll let it go. And then something else happens, and you get enough of those little ones, and then a week later something little happens and you just lose it, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, and this, and then all of a sudden you're going back to the last 2 weeks, then you did this, and you're just, it's so unfair to the other person, because they're like, whoa, you're blowing up at me because 2 weeks ago I forgot to like lock the front door.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right. And then so I don't know, I think it's just try not to harbor feelings, and if something bothers you, say it, or if it's not big enough to say it, then let it go.
Okay, well, let me say this.
Okay.
And I need you to think about what you're going to say here.
Okay.
Because I feel like I grew up in a house where we talked about feelings a lot.
Yeah.
Like my mom is like feelings central.
That's true.
She's like the president of Feelingsville. Like, she loves talking about feelings, which I think was really helpful for me growing up to like feel validated as a kid, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't think you talked about feelings a lot growing up.
No, I don't. Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I can ask my parents, but yeah, I don't recall like us being a big like hugging family. I love you family. Like, take care. I mean, I'm sure there was things like, be safe, or, general parenting.
Well, yeah, your parents love you and are great.
Yeah, and parented me, but yeah, I don't.
You weren't an overly emotional.
I don't have a recollection of like, of us always saying like, I love you and hugging. We do it more now as a family. I definitely realize, but yeah, I think growing up,
Yeah. So how do you think you became a man who feels comfortable to talk about his emotions?
Well, I think it's first off for the girls. I want them to know they're loved, and it's not like if you don't tell someone that you love them that they don't think they're loved. But like, I want to like over communicate it to them so that they feel loved and safe and secure, and can talk to us about problems and feelings, right? I mean, because we're going to go through a stage when they're teenagers or whatever it is, where they're not going to want to, like, most likely not going to want to share anything with us, but maybe if we do this right on the front end, they'll want to share feelings and let us in on their life at least a little bit. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. I think that's a good response.
Yeah.
But you don't know, like what would do you have any like advice? What if one of your friend dudes was like, dude, I am really struggling talking about my feelings.
Well, I'm not a therapist, so I don't know what to say. I mean, I just think it's good to communicate, whether it's feelings, anger, happiness, sadness, like just talk, just communicate it out. Like, don't harbor it. And if it's something that you don't feel needs to be said, then it's probably not that important and you should let it go. Good, bad, happy, sad, but if it's something that like you keep thinking about saying, it's like, just say it.
Yeah. But I think if you're someone who struggles with talking about any of it, maybe you should just start talking about all of it in the beginning. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, say everything, like over communicate.
Oh yeah.
So that you can learn to get comfortable with it.
Yeah. No, I agree. But, as we talk about on this show all the time, it's when you have kids, like to try to find extra time to do anything. Like this is one of the hours every week we get to communicate. Right. And
Yes.
and we got to do it PC. We can't be ragging on people or gossiping to
Totally.
some
The other day,
extent.
Ethan was like, what if we just did a whole episode just talking shit?
Yeah.
Be very therapeutic for us, probably not for other
Yeah.
people.
Well, and we don't, I don't think we gossip or talk shit to be malicious or mean. I think it's just us venting, communicating.
You're the only person that I can vent to safely.
Yeah, and you can do it too safely, and it's just kind of like letting go of that emotion or the feeling. It's not
Yeah.
like if you're mad at someone and I'm like, can you believe what this person did? Like it's malicious and I want something bad to happen to them. I'm just
Right.
frustrated and wanting to let you know to
Yeah.
like help process it.
Yeah. I think another thing about learning to share feelings, and this isn't exactly help you learn how, but just another reason to do it, is we've been together for 13 years, 12 years.
Yeah.
Like a very long time. And I still don't always know what you're thinking or what you're feeling. Right? I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you thinking? Like, are you mad? Are you
Yeah.
sad? Like, what's going on in that brain of yours? Because even though I know everything about you and I can usually read you, I still don't know what you're feeling sometimes.
Shutting down.
Yeah, you shut down all the time, which I think is probably maybe something this person's talking about. And then sometimes you're like, just let me shut down for 5 minutes or tonight, and then we'll talk about it in the morning.
Yeah. Just turn into zombie mode and just go through the motions.
Yeah. But even you, who I've known for 13 years or been together with for 13 years, if we don't communicate our feelings or what we're struggling with, or if I'm like, I'm just really angry, I'm not angry at you, I just need to be angry right now. Like, this would be a million fucking times harder
Yeah.
than it already is. And I feel like
Agreed.
you have to be able to talk about, at least to some extent, your emotions and feelings if you want to keep growing as a couple with kids, because there's too many dynamics and too many emotions going around.
Yeah.
I would just start to assume the worst of you at all times.
Yeah. I think you definitely got to process them. Otherwise, life's going to be so much harder if you don't.
Yeah, but I think it's also fair that you don't, like with you, I know that you can't always share your feelings in the moment. And I'm okay with that. Like, I used to want you to be like, no, tell me now. Tell me how
Yeah.
you're feeling right now. But now I can be like, okay, like, I know that you need time.
Yeah.
People
Thank
just
you.
share their feelings differently.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't give her any advice. Like, none. No advice on that.
What was the question?
No, totally. God, I'm so sorry. I feel like we did a terrible job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not therapists. It's
I
not
know,
our
I know.
jobs.
I know.
I don't know. I mean,
feel like I should just, I want to end that with a good sentence.
well, I think if you're struggling expressing your feelings, depending on the situation and if it's with a specific person, I don't know, dedicate some time to like sit down with no TV, no kids, no distractions, and just start talking.
Yeah, we did a drill. I don't know if I want to call it drill because we haven't done it in a long time. But in the beginning of our relationship, I think when we were doing long distance, maybe, where we'd like check in on Sundays, and it was 5 questions. It was like, how did you feel supported from me this week?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
How do you think maybe I don't want to say how could I improve next week, but it's like, where could I put more focus in next week? Did you feel fulfilled emotionally? Did I fulfill you physically this week? And
Yeah.
it feels really like weird and scary to kind of sit down and ask each other
That's a good one.
those questions. But I feel like, especially for us in the beginning, it was really helpful and helped us kind of learn each other's communication styles. Because in one week I could be like, no, I didn't get enough sex this week, or I could be like, no, I feel like you didn't listen to me enough
Yeah.
this week, you know, or you could be like, I feel like you didn't make any moves this week. Like it kind of just like forces you to talk about it. And if you can lead by that example of sharing your emotions with your man, then hopefully he'll see that it's really beneficial. Plus, it's hot, you know?
I'm going back to like our kids. I'm like, what was your high today?
No.
What was your low that we try to do here and there? But no, I think what we do since we have kids, and it's like, when the kids are around, it's impossible.
We can't talk, yeah.
It's impossible to have, a real conversation or whatever. So
no, we were
we
literally
started
in the car yesterday talking about some really just sad, heavy stuff, and our kids are like,
both.
yeah,
Mom, both of them.
And
Excuse
we're
me.
like, we are
excuse
talking
me.
about some really sad stuff right now. Can you give us 1 minute to process this?
Yeah, but no, what we've done now is we try to set aside time on Monday to do a lunch date.
Yeah,
And that's our number one goal is just go there and catch up
right.
and talk, because it's like we haven't had a chance all weekend. Like when you get the kids down at 9:30, 10, like the last thing we want to do is sit on the couch. Like we're both just zoned out.
No,
And you're working a lot of the times, and I'm just like zoned out watching a stupid TV show.
Yeah.
I think it'd be different if we could get our kids down like 7:30 or 8, and we had like 2 hours in the evenings.
No, but when
we
it's
just
9:30. No, and lately I've been trying to come sit and like we'll turn the TV off and sit and talk for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, turn the TV on and I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to go do my stuff, go work, get ready for bed. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just going to zone
Just
out
veg out.
for 40 minutes.
But I think it makes a huge difference getting 10 minutes of connecting time before you turn the TV off.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if we get the kids to bed and you're already watching TV and then I go straight to bed, it's like, fuck, I'm never going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Ever.
And a lot of times it's just like talking about some of those important things that we tried to throughout the day, but our kids were interrupting us 10 seconds into it. It's like, okay, can we have 1 minute to talk about this now?
I know, but then it's like, I feel like if you only talk about that stuff, that's another way you fall into the roommate.
Yeah.
Or not even roommate. It's just, it is so much
Just
work
talking
and
business.
it's coordination. It's project management 24/7.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Yeah. So just have 10 minutes to be like, oh my God, I have to tell you this funny story from today. Or you can be like, oh, this crazy thing happened to my coworker. Just to kind of.
What? That's such a random one. Oh, this crazy thing happened to my coworker.
I mean, like, if you're like, I heard XYZ about so and so, or something. I just mean talking like lighthearted.
Sounds like just gossiping. But you just described as just gossiping.
Yeah, I went 10 minutes. No, you don't. You rarely bring anything home about work. I'm just trying to give examples. Well,
Yeah.
when we worked at the same firm, then we could really be like, oh, so and so is getting married.
It's just catching up, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not like talk. Yeah, it's not project management. It's just like catching up, sharing a few
maybe,
stories.
Yeah, so maybe you can even just do like 10 minutes of just talking every day, and then maybe more of the emotions will come naturally.
Yeah. All right, I like it. What a great episode.
Top 5.
Everyone's top 5.
Oh, I'm sure.
We only got like 5, so.
Do you know we have a lot? Do you know how many we have? Guess.
12?
We have like 18.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
It feels pathetic. Like I should be better at this and more professional by this point.
You're just learning.
I should have like a 500,000
Learning along the
listeners.
waves.
Learning along the waves. Wow.
Well,
Wow.
I'm Ethan.
Okay.
This is Annalee. I'm out. Love you.
I love you. Thank you. Oh my God. Are you okay? Okay. Anyways, thanks so much for listening. Per usual, we have a hard stop with Ethan and work and real life responsibilities, but please like, follow, subscribe, and please leave a review if you have a second. It really only takes a few seconds, and I just love reading them. I say it every single time. It's my favorite part. I check them every single day. Also, if you have a chance, share this podcast with a friend. That would also be greatly appreciated. And I think that's it. Am I forgetting something? Along the Waves launch this Thursday. I should have said it in the beginning. I forgot. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The only thing is the V-neck shirts are delayed, but they are coming shortly, but everything else is going to launch because like, why wait? Okay. I think that's it. We will talk to you next week. I hope you have a great day and all the things. Okay. Bye.